Good afternoon, dear friends. I am glad to be with you today. And our meeting is dedicated to a new product, which we will talk about in detail today. This is an interesting product and relevant for a huge number of people. It concerns our individuality, I would say, our emotionality. Thanks to this novelty, we can afford to remain sociable, smiling, emotional. We can maintain our individuality and at the same time not worry about wrinkles appearing on the skin. Let's talk about what kind of novelty awaits us. Good news, friends. Most of us are already accustomed to regularly taking care of ourselves, our skin, and our hands. We see the point in this. This is becoming a habitual beauty routine, as familiar as brushing your teeth, combing your hair. As a habit, coming from the street, to change into home clothes. Of course, this gives results. We can without relying on specialists and professional procedures. And independently maintain the skin in a decent, healthy and attractive condition for many years. It is important that self-care is really regular. It takes little time. Just 2 minutes in the morning and in the evening gives amazing results if we do it regularly. Statistics confirm that most women already have the habit of caring for their skin on their own. And every day. 71% of these women do both because they see the meaning and enjoy it. The care ritual for women becomes a kind of attunement in the morning. With the help of such a beauty routine, we tune into the working mood, regain a sense of confidence. We help ourselves to tune into a bright and fruitful working day. In the evening, it is the opposite. Beauty routine is the removal of makeup residues, the application of evening products. It helps us relax, relieve the stress of the day and triggers the skin's regeneration processes. The product that we have is a muscle relaxant serum. This is a great addition to our existing beauty routine. This is one product that can be easily integrated into your existing care system. And it is this product that will help delay the appearance of deep facial wrinkles. The serum will be an excellent prevention of the appearance of such wrinkles if you have lively and rich facial expressions. Is it facial expressions that help us maintain our individuality and easily interact with others? You probably know that there are verbal ways of communicating through words. There are nonverbal ways of conveying information that say a lot about us. We subconsciously read these nonverbal signals thanks to facial expressions and gestures. We master these methods of communication from a very early age. This is also a language. This is also communication, which says a lot about us to the people around us. But this communication is fraught with the appearance of wrinkles. In places where the skin is regularly wrinkled, we have our own distinctive features. Someone often works with tables and numbers, and he is accustomed to the expression of complete concentration. And then wrinkles most often lie in the forehead. If your eyesight deteriorates or you live in a sunny climate and don't wear sunglasses, you're squinting. Snow and snowy weather cause a similar strain on the eyes. When we squint, we also have permanent creases in places where the skin regularly wrinkles. If you are a smiling person, then, for sure, your mimic wrinkles will tell others about it. Crow's feet, which will radiate away from the lower corners of your eyes, are a clear sign of this. Over time, our face becomes a map that tells us about our habits and character. On the one hand, it is individuality. On the other hand, wrinkles and deep creases do not please us. Most often they are upsetting. There are different ways to deal with these wrinkles. One of the most common ways is to administer toxin-based beauty shots. And, it seems, this is a solution to the problem, but the fact is that such toxins have a number of contraindications. In some people, the skin is not susceptible to the toxin, and it hardly works or does not work for long. In some people, it causes swelling, and there are quite a lot of such people. If you choose this method of dealing with mimic wrinkles, you need a competent specialist. Such specialists are not always and not everywhere available. In addition, there are people who simply do not tolerate pain and injections, so this is also not their way. I read about an interesting way to deal with mimic wrinkles, to give up mimic reactions. One American girl has decided since adolescence not to smile and not to frown. She did not react in any mimic way to the reality around her. The article I read was written when the girl was already 50 years old. And she really had almost no wrinkles on her face. All the photos in the article said that she did not smile even in the happiest moments of her life. She did not smile when she gave birth to her daughter or at her wedding. Her facial expressions had to be restrained by an effort of will. Do you think this way of dealing with facial wrinkles would be suitable for you? On the one hand, she did without injections, without any special cosmetics. On the other hand, the price for the absence of wrinkles is very high both for herself and for those around her. They did not receive support when they saw her smile or some facial expressions, which we really need. This is important when communicating and interacting with people. There is even such a way to deal with depression. A person is stimulated to smile for medicinal purposes. When we smile, we produce hormones of happiness more actively. In this way, you can also change your mood. And this is one of the ways to deal with depression. There is the opposite situation. When we don't smile, we experience fewer joyful emotions. Therefore, I am sure that for most of us, the lack of facial expressions will not be a solution to the problem. This is the wrong way to combat skin aging and facial wrinkles. Therefore, we will talk about what to do with your own hands without injections and without giving up emotions. We will keep the facial expressions alive, but at the same time delay the appearance of deep facial wrinkles for a long time. Look at these beautiful numbers. For 14 days, minus 38% of the depth of wrinkles in the forehead. This is one of the most popular places where mimic wrinkles occur. And it happens differently for everyone. For some, forehead wrinkles appear at a fairly young age, regardless of gender. After the age of 20, you can already see wrinkles on the forehead. And in the eyelid area, the second most popular place for mimic wrinkles, crow's feet. Imagine minus 43% of the depth and severity of wrinkles in the eye area in just 2 weeks of the course. You will notice a stunning effect of reducing the severity and depth of existing wrinkles. These are clinical studies that involved 54 women aged 35 to 50 years. They used a key component that we have in the muscle relaxant serum. Twice a day in the morning and evening for 14 days, and we got these amazing numbers. During the study, the depth of facial wrinkles of the subjects was measured. These women have an average of minus 38% of the depth of wrinkles on the forehead. Their intensity and the number of wrinkles in the eyelid area, crow's feet, decreased by 43%. What is this wonderful product? It works in 3 directions. This is not a set of ingredients. This is a real system that copes with the problem in different directions. First of all, the load on the mimic muscles is softened and reduced. The facial wrinkles already on our face become softer, more invisible. Also, instantly, very quickly, the skin relief becomes smoother and more toned. And there is such a result that we see over time. The serum not only works after 14 days of use, it also works for a long time. A more stable rejuvenating effect depends on the duration. Use of this product. The purpose of this serum is also to maintain the elasticity and youthfulness of the skin. The key component of this product is a complex that was developed in Israel. This complex is based on a key component, such a plant as summer whiteflower. It is also called a snowflower, and this complex works for relaxation. It is named after this flower snowflake, and its main effect is a botulinum-like effect. That is, the muscles relax, mimic activity softens, but the face retains a lively expression. Facial expressions are active, but wrinkles are smoothed out and less deep. So this is the prevention of new wrinkles and a rejuvenating effect with a decrease in the depth of existing wrinkles. Serum affects neuromuscular transmission and reduces the frequency of contractions of facial muscles. Accordingly, the depth of the creases is reduced, and it prevents the formation of new ones. At the same time, it is important to remember that this component is absolutely non-toxic and has no contraindications. The first results are noticeable in a week. In 2 weeks, the results are already in the numbers that we saw. Minus 43% of the severity of wrinkles in the eye area and more than a 30% decrease in the severity of the forehead. The next complex, which is presented in the form of 5% in the muscle relaxant serum, is Glycolift. This complex based on polysaccharides, patented and developed in France, gives an instant effect. It forms a microveil on the skin, which immediately smooths the relief, gives the face a taut look. It also helps protect the skin from dust particles and other environmental contaminants. Thus, impurities do not penetrate through the pores, but settle on the microveil, without harming the skin in any way. During the evening cleansing of the skin, these impurities are easily washed off. This complex also contains prebiotic supplements that improve the skin microbiome. Accordingly, over time, the skin becomes more resistant to various factors. To a change in temperature, to some irritants, that is, the skin becomes healthier. And another important complex is a complex with the X50 molecule, developed in Spain. It provides a very precise targeted delivery of valuable components to the deeper layers of the skin. The assets we need are delivered to the right area in order to maximize efficiency. Affect the work of facial expressions, the work of important structural cells of the skin. It is a peptide system that helps interact with fibroblast receptors. Accordingly, it stimulates them to produce collagen, elastin, hyaluronic acid. And thanks to this complex, the skin retains elasticity and tone longer, a healthy youthful appearance. The complex is patented and thoroughly researched. It has statistics of clinical tests. With regular use, the average volume of facial wrinkles is reduced by 33%. Moreover, the best result in the tested group of 30 participants was minus 67% of the severity of wrinkles. The Ampoule muscle relaxant formula works in 3 directions. We get an effect that is loved by all impatient, that is, modern consumers. We see how instantly the skin becomes more even, smooth and tightened. You feel the first feeling of elasticity and tightness after 15 minutes thanks to the Glycolift complex. After 14 days, you already see a decrease in the depth of expression of facial wrinkles. This is thanks to the complex based on summer whiteflower. Its amount in the composition is 1%. And after 28 days, you see a change in volume, depth, length, number of wrinkles on the skin. And also, in general, you can appreciate that the skin becomes firmer, denser, and toned. But these are not all the assets that are present in the serum muscle relaxant. It also includes such well-known Swiss complexes as phytocodeine and herbaglow. Phytocodeine is a complex based on natural plant peptides. It is derived from Siberian cedar embedded in the matrix of Siberian ginseng. This is worked through receptors. Stimulation of fibroblasts for the production of collagen, elastin, hyaluronic acid. Herbaglow complex, obtained from caper buds, gives an increase in cell metabolism. It also gives an overall feeling of boosting the skin's energy. It perceives all assets better, and you see the result faster. And also in the composition of the serum squalane, which improves barrier functions and gives a softening effect. It is a prebiotic derived from inulin. A natural prebiotic that improves the skin microbiome, reduces invulnerability, strengthens the skin's immunity. And complexes that allow you to maintain hydration, give the skin smoothness and softness. This is such a wonderful composition. Who do we recommend this product to? Firstly, we do not have a strict age recommendation, because we all have different features, different skin types, different intensity of facial expressions. For those who face wrinkles in their early 20s and after 30, it all depends on your characteristics, so here you need to assess the current condition of your skin. Look at yourself in the mirror, not in your passport. It is in the mirror. Smile. Do you see wrinkles on the forehead, in the eyelid area, nasolabial folds from the corners of the mouth down? If you see these traces of facial expressions on your face, then, of course, the serum is perfect for you. It will be able to please you by reducing the severity of existing wrinkles and preventing the formation of new ones. If your skin has become more tired, sluggish, flabby to the touch, include a serum in your care. It will prevent the formation of mimic wrinkles. The first signs of skin changes appear on average about 30 years, but this may be earlier. It all depends, as I said, largely on the type of skin. Let me give you an example. People with dry skin, where there is a sebum deficiency, are more likely to experience wrinkles at an earlier age. Combination and oily skin is more elastic due to sebaceous secretion. Therefore, owners of this skin type begin to notice wrinkles at a later age. Either way, this product is right for you. It will be possible to maintain lively facial expressions without resorting to injections or rejection of emotionality. The visual traces of your facial expressions will be much softer. How to use the serum? The muscle relaxant is perfectly integrated into your care system. We recommend using it twice a day, in the morning and in the evening. But it can also be at your discretion. For example, only in the morning or only in the evening. You can also combine the serum with other ampoule concentrates that our brand produces. An ampoule concentrate is used after cleansing and toning the skin, and then cover with a cream. If the skin is prone to allergies, redness, peeling, itching, tightening, conduct a patch test. For the test, the product is applied first to the elbow bend, preferably in the evening, when the skin is more receptive. Apply and observe the reaction until the next day. It is important to listen to yourself. If there is no discomfort, then the next day you can apply the product to your face. In most cases, the remedy does not cause any reaction. The exception is individual intolerance to the components or the experience of skin reaction to cosmetics. We always recommend getting to know a new product through testing in the form of a patch test. Apply a few drops to clean skin. After absorbing, apply your usual further care. Thus, a cool novelty allows you to remain a very charismatic, emotional person. But at the same time, rejoice at your reflection in the mirror and cause compliments and questions from others. And what do you do with your skin that it looks so well groomed, youthful, and practically wrinkle-free? Again, the serum has a targeted effect against mimic wrinkles. It has an immediate effect of tightening, smoothing, and improving the barrier functions of the skin. And also the effect is long-lasting, maintaining the density and elasticity of the skin. The serum goes well with other products that our brand produces. With creams, with cleansing, toning, so it will perfectly integrate into your skincare system. Try the novelty, tell us about your impressions. Be beautiful. Thank you for your attention.